You ever feel like you're ready for sex right now, but your spouse needs hours or even days to feel physically or emotionally connected?
Or maybe like me, you felt rushed so often that intimacy starts to feel like a task more than a gift.
This video is for couples who want to rebuild sexual intimacy in marriage with patience, understanding, and biblical love. Stick with us because what we share with you today might change how you approach sex forever.
I remember when our kids were newborns, intimacy felt like a mission. We had no idea when the baby would wake up, so everything was rushed. It stopped feeling special, it stopped feeling sacred.
There were nights when we barely said a word. No time for foreplay, no time for communication. It was just, can we fit this in before the baby starts to cry?
And it really did something to my heart. Sex felt like a duty, like I'm just here to provide a service. I didn't feel close to Isaiah and I started to resent intimacy. Not him, but the lack of space and care.
And for me, it started to feel like I was always the one initiating sex. I felt like the bad guy, like I was pushing her to do something that she didn't want. I was craving connection, but her body language showed that she wasn't craving that same connection.
And the truth is, I wasn't. I felt unseen, I felt unheard, like my body and my emotions were being overlooked. I didn't feel pursued, but to be honest, I probably didn't want to be pursued. It felt like I was being used. Even though I knew Isaiah loved me, it was hard to admit that out loud. On my mind, I just had healing and baby and overwhelmed and motherhood.
It took some honest conversations, painful ones, but needed. I had to realize that my desire was valid, but I needed to change my approach. I needed to understand how my wife felt loved and pursued.
If any part of this sounds familiar, we want you to know you're not alone.
Keep watching because we're about to share how we turn painful moments into opportunities to grow and reconnect.
One scripture that helped us to reset our hearts is 1 Corinthians 7 verses 3 to 5. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but yields it to her husband. In the same way, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but yields it to his wife. Do not deprive each other, except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control.
This scripture highlights that intimacy is not about control, it's about a mutual service to one another. Personally, it reminded me that sex is not just about having physical access to Shari, it's about serving her in a way that honors her. This was so important because it shifted my mindset from thinking about my needs to thinking about her needs.
For me, it highlighted that intimacy should never be one-sided. When it becomes a chore or an obligation, it damages the very connection it was meant to nurture. God calls us to give, but also He calls us to be honest, to be genuine, to come and meet each other with a heart of understanding.
And being honest means admitting that saying I want to have sex tonight is not enough. I needed to express my desire in a way that made Shari feel loved, safe, and beautiful.
And I needed to share what helped me get in the mood, what helped me feel emotionally ready. That includes compliments throughout the day, help with the kids, emotional check-ins, and even attending to those little quirks that matter to me.
And those little quirks that matter to Shari, I started to study them. I didn't always get it right, but I started trying to implement those small things little by little. As I started doing these things, I realized that these things matter to Shari more than I could have ever imagined.
And these things are a game changer. When you started implementing these little things, I went from way off to, I think we can do something about this. What comes next is where the rubber meets the road.
Stick with us because we're about to show you how all this plays out in real life. Daily choices you can make to pursue each other with love and care.
These days, we check in with each other throughout the day. Not just about chores or logistics, but about how we're feeling. That emotional connection keeps us aligned. Even a quick, how are you doing? What can I pray for you today? Can help me feel connected and secure.
And if I want us to be close, I think about her needs first. Is she tired? Has she had a moment to breathe today? Is the house peaceful? Is the environment clean and calm? I've learned that her readiness to connect starts way before we hit the bedroom. It starts in how I serve and love her in the ordinary moments.
And I've learned not to keep quiet, to speak up about what I need. I tell Isaiah when I need more affection, more emotional warmth, or just some time to mentally slow down. When I feel heard, I can open up.
We also plan intimacy, not in a robotic way, but with intentionality. If we know we want to be close, we work backwards from that moment. I help with dinner, I get the kids to bed, and I make sure that the house is in order.
Those thoughtful actions prepare my heart. It tells me you matter. This isn't just about sex. This is about us. And that makes all the difference. We've both had conversations with friends who felt the same way. My friends have agreed with me that emotional connection and a build-up throughout the day is important. This made me feel seen. I wasn't crazy. I'm not alone.
And when I spoke to my friend, we both agreed that we could do so much more to help our wives feel pursued and safe, connected, beautiful, and ready to be intimate.
If your sex life feels stuck or strained, don't give up.
There's more to experience when you slow down and choose love over assumption. Joy and closeness are possible again.
If we could tell a newlywed couple one thing, it would be this: communicate early. Talk about what encourages you. Talk about what helps you get in the mood. Talk about how often you want to be intimate and work through those differences with grace.
When you take the time to understand each other's pace, sex becomes a place of joy again.
A place of safety, a place of connection, not something to dread or avoid.
So this week, take the challenge. Ask your spouse, what helps you feel emotionally ready for connection? Then do these things, not to get something, but to give love.
And if this video helped you, share it. Encourage another couple who might be struggling silently.